Hi, and welcome to this class. This sequence will be based on the pair of meridians that is the heart meridian and the small intestine. The heart meridian is the yin and the small intestine is the yang. The heart meridian begins deep within the heart and goes through the diaphragm, connects with the small intestine, and then comes out, surfaces at the inner upper part of the arm here, runs down the inside edge of the arm, and ends at the tip of the little finger. The small intestine meridian begins at the tip of the little finger, runs through the wrist, runs up the back of the arm, and along to the back of the shoulder on both sides, runs up the back of the neck, kind of comes across the cheeks, and then ends at the outer edge of the eyes and goes into the ears. Now with these meridians, there are always attributes that come with them. Some of the attributes of the heart meridian consist of radiating from the eyes and face, self-acceptance, harmony, love. Some of the attributes of the small intestine consists of digestion, nutrition absorption, water absorption, and also making decisions with ease. So when these meridians or this pair is out of balance, you might find that you can have trouble making decisions or your digestion is slow, and it might not always be attributed to this pair, but it's always worthwhile to give some attention to this pair, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this sequence here. All right, so we're going to start in child's pose. So because of the location, this whole sequence will focus on extension and compression in the arms. With the meridians, they're stimulated through extension and compression, and that's what helps to create balance. So you can reach out through the fingertips here, but also just relax the elbows. Go ahead and start to walk the hands on over to one side so we get lots of compression down one side and lots of extension on the other side. Breathe softly but deeply. Walk the hands back to center and then on over to the other side. And then go ahead and walk the hands back to center. Nice deep inhale here. Then we're just going to start to inch the hands forward, let the hips come up nice and high. We'll come into this position called melting heart, or some people like to call it puppy pose or anahatasana. And ideally you want to keep the head forward and rest on the chin. That might take some time to get there. We're really just focusing on the shoulders here and extending the arms. So just consider that compression that we're creating in the back of the shoulders and the neck here. And that's really what is stimulating, particularly here, the small intestine meridian. Take 2 more deep breaths here. And then you can bring the hands under the shoulders and just lift up and come back into child's pose for a couple of breaths. Should feel pretty good. Then come onto the belly, so you can just lift the torso and then come onto the belly here. So we're going to come into this twist on the belly. Now, this is probably one of the best positions I know for these 2 pairings, but it also really is kind of a catch-all position because it really does hit all of the meridian system all at once. So this is this belly twist. So I'll start on this side so you can see I've got my hand right in line with my shoulder. And then just start to step back with the opposite foot. And so if your neck is uncomfortable here, be sure to put a block under the head. That'll take that pressure off, or a pillow or something. I'm just going to set my timer. And ideally, this leg can relax and you get a little bit more of gravity kind of pulling you deeper into this twist. But there's no pressure here to go into any particular depth. It's really about the shoulder here. That's where we want to direct the attention. And breathe softly. So what's so great about this position is you've got this weight on the shoulder. You're extending, stimulating the heart meridian, and also compressing the backside. So it's really ideal. Notice how the body moves as you breathe. So gentle rocking with each inhale and exhale. Last few breaths here. And just check out wherever it is you're holding and see if you can breathe into those areas. Just create that softening. And then slowly begin to roll onto the belly. You can turn the head to the other side just for a breath here. Give that neck a little bit of a break. And then we'll do that on the other side. All right, so you've got that other arm out to the side. Make sure the hand's in line with the shoulder. And then just start to step that foot back. And just take your time settling into this. There's no rush. Breathe into any tension that you're experiencing, or breathe into any softening that you are feeling. Relax the jaw. And last few breaths here. Let gravity take over a little bit more. Nice work. And start to roll onto the belly. And make a pillow with the hands and rest your head. You can turn the head to the other side. Few deep breaths, nice big exhales. And then come up onto the knees. So the next ideal position for these two meridians is camel. So camel is a pretty young position to get into. We're going to do it 3 times for about 30 seconds each round. But I'll give you lots of modifications, all right? So you can go ahead and come onto the shins, and you can, if you are just great at getting into camel, go ahead and get into it. You can tuck the toes for less distance to travel, and then once you reach the heels, or if your feet are all the way on the mat too, just think about squeezing the shoulder blades together. That's gonna really lift up into the upper part of the chest. And if that is horrible, and it could be for a lot of reasons, then you can stay up on the shins if you like, and just bring your hands to your low back. And rather than emphasizing pushing the hips forward, because that's not going to feel good, you can even do this sitting. You just want to think about squeezing the elbows together behind you, really pulling those shoulder blades in toward each other. You can bring the gaze up or keep the chin tucked. And then go ahead, whatever version you're in, come on out of it. We'll take a 1 breath rest, and then we'll do that 2 more times. So this isn't about so much the back bend, but the extension here and the compression back there, okay? Let's go ahead and do that again. Any variation that you're working on. And then bring the torso up and have a seat, and from whatever variation you are in, we'll take that 1 breath rest. And then let's do that last round. All right. Up onto the shins. And then go ahead and come on out of that. We'll sit on the heels for a moment. Let the spine be neutral. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here and check in with the breath and the beat of your heart. You should feel pretty amazing right now. And then we'll come into child's pose, right back where we started. And just let the elbows relax and let the head rest on the mat. And we'll stay in child's pose for a few more breaths. You can close the eyes, really soften into this. Let gravity do the work for you. Breathe, just fall in love with how the body moves as you breathe. So with each meridian, I really believe strongly in the power of affirmations. And so for the heart meridian, the affirmation that I resonate with, and I hope you do too, is my heart beats to the rhythm of life. And the affirmation for the small intestine is, I am at peace where I am. So just say those here in child's pose for a couple of breaths, maybe out loud or silently. And then slowly make your way up to a seated position. Namaste. Enjoy your day.